So we're here at Street Machine Summernats 33 with internet extraordinaire Cleetus McFarland. It's his third time here at Summernats, but this time's different because he's bought his own car. Mate, how's your weekend been so far?
Weekend's been busy, man. We've been working like crazy, breaking stuff, fixing it, breaking it again, fixing it again, having fun.
So it's a big ordeal to bring a car all the way from the States and come all the way here from Florida to be part of this event. What is it that makes you come back to Australia?
Oh man, the people and the atmosphere. It's so fun. It's the most fun event I've ever been to. You just tear it up all day long. And people just send it, man. All the cars here are dedicated to burning tires, and from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. that's all we do. It's amazing.
So tell us a bit about how you got started. Obviously, you've built a massive reputation. You've got nearly 2 million subscribers. Some of your videos have got over 10 million views. You've got a couple of guys working for you all the time now. You built some killer cars. Obviously, everybody knows about Leroy, Ruby, all the hot headers. So where did Cleetus start? How did he get to this point?
Cleetus started on a whim, having a good time with some buddies. Made a video that happened to go viral with the 1320 video guys. And from there, it just built into something fun, you know. We just build cars, you know. We're just like every other car guy. We build stuff and we do crazy stuff with it. We just film it, you know. A lot of these guys don't film what they do, and we're no different from those people. We put it on the internet, and we have a really good quality, cool group of people that just love watching it. So we have a lot of fun, and we bring as many people with us as we can.
Tell us a little bit about Toast. Obviously, it's the first time you've brought a car all the way over to the event. You've built it specifically to do burnouts. You came here the first time and you couldn't believe the kind of cars we built here just to destroy tires. So what was the process of building Toast and choosing a Gen 3 Camaro?
So we wanted to choose a car that was rare over in Australia, but also cheap and available in the States, because we knew we were going to destroy it, right? So I mean, I've hit the wall twice already. I'm probably going to smoke the wall today. It's just, you know, it made sense to be a third gen Camaro, and then the way we built it with the big block, with the big blower, is just Australian style. That's what all the kings out here have. You know, the kings of burnouts. The higher the hat, the better it is, and you know. We had a little bit too much sauce in our first setup, so we're turned down now to about 700 or 800 horsepower, and it seems to be working. So we're hoping to build a little crazier setup for next year, but we did it in such a short period of time. You know, we just put a bunch of power in a Camaro and sent it over. It's not a true burnout car yet, but it's close enough, I guess.
So what's the thing like to drive? Obviously, like you said, very untested. You guys pretty much sent it over here after you loosely tuned it. What's it been like on the pad so far? And how have your runs been so far?
Yeah, I mean, compared to my other car, I've got another burnout car in the States, Crown Victoria. Toast is just terrible as far as the burnout car goes. I have absolutely no control over the car. It does whatever it wants to do. You know, I'm in there just turning the wheel, and the car is just driving around. Like, it's, as far as a burnout car goes, it's horrible, but it does smoke tires, so I'll give it that. That's where it gets its like 2 out of 10 points. But you know, that's the fun part of it, though, man. Like, I could have brought my white car over here that we do burnouts in all the time, and we would have had some good skids, no doubt. But it's almost more fun that I'm just sending it in there with absolutely zero idea of where I'm going to end up, because that car is just out of control.
So what is it about the events here in Australia that really sort of draws you back all the time?
You know, man, it's just the volume of people here and the volume of cars, you know. And in the States, we cap our events like 30 cars. You know, there's almost 2,000 entrants, I think, here total, something like that. So many cool cars. So for us to get over here, it's not like we're just going to some small event, you know. It's just like, it's like its own little country we're in of just gearheads, and we love it.
You think there'd ever be a chance that you'd come and try and run your own Cleetus and cars on our shores?
That's a future plan of mine, and I think it might be a little while. It's going to be hard to organize an event overseas, but there's some really good guys over here that I'm sure would help us make it happen. So one day, I think we'll do it.
So we're at the start of the year right now. You've obviously built a lot of impressive project cars over your time. You've got more probably coming as well. You've just bought a whole bunch of fun little vans. You've got the Crown Vic. You've got a whole bunch of other stuff going on. So what's going to be big for Cleetus and his mob in 2020?
I can't say right now because we have some really big plans, but in about a month we're releasing one of the biggest project we've ever taken on, and I'm really excited about it. And I haven't even talked about it on my own channel yet, so it's huge, but there's a lot of reasons it could fall through up until this point, so we'll see what happens. It's going to be a big year.
And this is the last day here of Summernats. What's your plans when you're about to go out and hit the pad? Unfortunately, you're out of the main competitions because of the dramas on Thursday, but You're still here with a chance to tear it up on the pad, give Toast one last send-off. Are you taking him back to the States as well after this?
Oh yeah, we're gonna take him back. We gotta. There's a lot of things I want to change on that car, so I gotta get it back in my possession. Leaving it here would be, we'd come back and deal with the same problems we dealt with all weekend. So it needs a lot of changes, and we learned a lot. We'll get it back, and I'm gonna send it off today. If it blows up, I don't even care. Ship it back. We'll get another engine for it. It sucks that we've been spending these parts, but I want to get it right, and I just want to put on a show.
So you made a mention about next year for Summernats. What's your plans? Obviously, you said you'll take Toast back. Is there anything big and impressive you can tell us now?
I don't know. It's hard to say what condition Toast will be in by the end of 2020 because he'll be going around the country doing skids in America. But maybe we'll at that point say we need something with a shorter wheelbase, something that turns tighter, and build a different car and send it back over here. I wouldn't mind doing that, but it's hard to say, man. I have no idea if Toast will be back here or if it'll be a different car.
How do you think the American's going to react when you take Toast over there and send him out on the pad the first time? You've unveiled him at Cleetus and Cars before, but you haven't driven him yet. Thursday was the first time you drove him. And they have burnouts over there, but not to this level, as you've said. So you almost want to take some of that culture back with you. So
if it says anything, if you ask anyone in the States, I believe they would say Neighbor is the baddest burnout car in the States. And Neighbor's here, Toast is an entire new experience. Just the sound, it shakes your chest. The sound, the power, it's totally different. The volume of smoke is double or triple what Neighbor can put out. The wheel speed is at least 80 mile an hour faster. It's a totally different ball game than Neighbor. So I'm really excited for the Americans to see Toast and how much higher of a level that car is.
So with Cleetus and Cars, you've sort of started to revolutionise the burnout scene all on your own. How do you see it evolving in time now over in the States, given what they've now been exposed to, mainly with you, to be honest?
Yeah, well, I can tell you it's evolved because when I first started Cleetus and Cars, we did standing burnouts, For 2 events, we did standing burnouts. First year. Second year, we implemented the burnout pad. Best thing we ever did was change to that, and for this whole year was a square. 2020 we're changing it so it'll have more of a tip-in opportunity. We're just kind of gradually getting into it because the first years the cars that came out, were just guys in their trucks they drive every day, or their cars that are a little bit souped up. Now we've got guys building cars that they can come out and they can survive an entire skid. There's $5,000 on the line, but we have a grand finale at the end of the year that's going to be our revolutionary event for this year at least, where we're going to have a completely different style burnout pad, 2-day event. It's going to have all of our top skid guys from each event, kind of like a qualifier here, and put some real money down, so we can get some guys that build some dedicated cars with real power, real dedicated parts for long, minute plus long burnouts and blowing tires fast. So we're trying to step it up, but we're taking our time so that we do it right.
Do you see more guys building burnout cars? Obviously, you've built a few. Adam LZ has now taken it upon himself to build a really crazy 370Z as well.
Yeah.
Do you think anybody else is going to jump on the train?
Absolutely. We got a bunch of people jumping on the train this year. We have some shops that are just building dedicated burnout cars for their shops. I mean, if you look out here, these guys are getting huge publicity, for their performance shops. So we're starting to see shops in the U.S. take advantage of that, which is huge because it gives us more cars for the show, gives them publicity. It's a really good relationship. So it's people are building them, man. It's slowly, It's only a few this year probably, but hopefully 10 years from now we're capping entrance,
And have you got a favourite car from Summernats this year, mate?
Ooh, Warbird for sure. Love that car. Broad shop for the win.
So thanks a lot for chatting to us, Cleetus. We really appreciate you taking some time.
Yeah.
We can't wait to see you rip up the pad again this afternoon before the Masters start. So best of luck to you, mate, and hopefully we'll see you next year.
Thanks. Hell yeah, brother. Yee yee.
You'll see this on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, Cleetus McFarland. He's had a learners and an L plate added to the back of that Camaro, and he tagged it in the exact same spot. Well, has he hurt the engine again? Give it up for Cleetus McFarland, ladies and gentlemen! All the way from the United States of America.